All right, today we are diving into a massive, fundamental shift in how the internet works. For the last 20 years, the whole game has been about chasing clicks. Well, that game is officially over. We're in a new era now, one where trust is the only currency that matters for getting seen online. And I'm going to show you exactly how to adapt and really truly thrive. Think about it. For the last 20 years, the internet basically ran on one simple rule: get attention. That's it. It was this chaotic, kind of frantic race for eyeballs. Everything was measured in clicks, views, and how long you could keep somebody glued to their screen. The goal wasn't always to be the best, it was just to be the loudest voice in a very, very crowded room. And then, almost overnight, AI showed up and just changed everything. You see, AI assistants and new search engines, they don't browse, they don't get distracted, they just find answers. They don't fall for clickbait, they don't watch viral videos, they literally bypass the entire attention-seeking game, completely breaking the model that powered the web for decades. So, if attention isn't the main currency anymore, what is? Well, the answer is trust. Simple as that. In this new landscape, it is not about being the most visible, it's about being the most credible. The entire goal has shifted from just grabbing clicks to earning genuine, verifiable trust. Okay, so why is this shift to trust such a big deal? Let's dig into what this new reality of search actually means for anyone who's trying to get found online. And believe me, this is way more than just a little algorithm tweak. It's a fundamental change in how the entire internet works. Now, you might be sitting there wondering, okay, but why can't I just keep doing what's always worked for me? And the reason is that the way we actually find information has been completely turned on its head, all thanks to AI. So here's the new journey, right? Someone asks a question, but instead of getting that page of 10 blue links, the AI does all the work. It sifts through countless sources, picks the single most trustworthy one, and then it gives a direct, synthesized answer. Your job is no longer to be on the list. Your job is to be the source. So how in the world do you become that chosen source? Well, it all boils down to three key pillars of trust that AI uses to evaluate all the information out there. And mastering these is the absolute key to succeeding in this new environment. First up is structural trust. Before an AI can even think about trusting you, it has to be able to understand you. This is the foundation. Think of your website like a library. If the books are just thrown all over the floor with no organization, nobody, especially not a machine processing millions of pages a second, is going to find anything. These elements are all about making your content crystal clear to an AI. This isn't about old tricks like keyword stuffing. We're talking about things like schema markup, which is basically a digital label that tells an AI, hey, this is a recipe, or this part is a review, and clear headings that act like a roadmap. You know, FAQ formats are especially powerful because they directly mirror how AI looks for answers. Okay, so once an AI can understand your site, it starts to look outward. It basically asks, all right, I get what you're saying, but does anyone else agree with you? Your authority isn't just about what you claim on your own website, it's about what the rest of the internet as a whole says about you. This is all about your reputation. And this is a huge shift from the old days of just counting backlinks. Now AI is looking at everything. Are reputable sites mentioning you even without linking? What's the general feeling in your reviews? Are real people in communities like Reddit and Quora actually treating you like an expert? This is your digital reputation, all aggregated at a massive scale. This brings us to the final and I think most powerful pillar, experiential trust. You see, as the internet gets absolutely flooded with generic AI-generated content proving that you have real, hands-on experience, well, that becomes your ultimate advantage. This is the one thing an AI can't just fake. This is about your proof. So, how do you prove you're the real deal? You do it by sharing original data, detailed case studies with actual results, and showcasing authors with verifiable credentials. These are the signals of true human expertise that AI just can't replicate. An AI can summarize a topic, sure, but it can't share the wisdom, the specific numbers, or the hard-won lessons that only come from first-hand experience. Okay, so knowing the three pillars is one thing. Actually building them is a whole other ballgame. So let's pivot from the theory to a clear, actionable playbook you can start using, like, right now. Here's a simple, time-bound framework. We're going to start with the foundation. That's structural trust in the first month. Then we move on to building our external reputation with authority trust. And finally, we create our long-term, killer competitive advantage with experiential trust. So in phase 1, the goal is simple. Make your content impossible for an AI to misunderstand. These are some high-impact technical fixes. Implement that schema markup we talked about to clearly label your key pages. Reformat your headings into direct questions that an AI is looking to answer. And then, this is key, put the answer right there at the top. Just make it easy for the machine. Now, in phase 2, our focus shifts beyond just your website. This is all about building your reputation across the web. This means claiming your Google Knowledge Panel, that info box about your brand that pops up in search results, and getting mentioned by credible media outlets. It also means actively participating in the online communities where your audience actually hangs out. And the key here is to be genuinely helpful, not just spammy and promotional. And then in phase 3, we build our moat. This is the long game. This is where you create content that only you can create. It means publishing unique data, whether it's from a simple customer survey or a deep analysis of your own metrics. Showcase real case studies with specific, verifiable results. And prove your expertise is backed by real, credible people with clear author bios. This is how you become totally indispensable. So, as we start to wrap this up, it really all boils down to one simple question. What does it actually take to win in this new trust-based world? I love this quote because it sums it up perfectly. The winners of tomorrow aren't going to be the ones with the biggest ad budgets. Nope, they're the ones who built a reputation for being reliable, authentic, and genuinely helpful. They played the long game, and now AI is rewarding them for it. These are the archetypes of brands that are going to thrive from now on. The ones who publish original research that actually gets cited, the ones who become trusted voices in their communities, and the ones who are just radically transparent about everything. They succeed because they've built a foundation of trust that AI can recognize and reward. So, the single most important point, the one thing to take away from this whole explainer, is this. That frantic, desperate chase for clicks and eyeballs? It's over. The new imperative is slower, it's harder, but it's infinitely more valuable. Build a brand that is just undeniably trustworthy. And I'll leave you with this one question to really think about. If an AI system with everything it knows about the entire internet had to choose the single most trustworthy source in your field to answer a user's question, would it choose you? If not, you know what you need to start building.